you say the wrong name, or you trip in front of the whole room, or someone reads aloud the message you never meant them to see. And before you can think, before you can decide anything at all, your face betrays you. The blood rushes up into your cheeks, hot and bright, and everyone watching knows exactly what you are feeling. You did not choose that. You could not have stopped it. And no matter how badly you wanted to hide it, you could not hide it either. That is the strange thing about blushing. It is the one expression you are not allowed to control. You can fake a smile. You can swallow a laugh. You can hold a straight face through almost anything. But you cannot, by force of will, make yourself blush. And once it starts, you cannot make it stop. So here is the question. Why would a body do that? Why build a signal that fires without your permission on your most exposed moments and paints your private embarrassment across your face for everyone to see? The easy answer is that it is just a malfunction, a glitch. Your nervous system gets overwhelmed, blood vessels in the face open up, and the redness is simply the leftover heat of a mind in a panic. Embarrassing, useless, and nothing more. It is a tempting answer, because it lets you off the hook. If the blush is just noise, then it means nothing, and you can stop being ashamed of it. But the answer falls apart the moment you look closely. Because blushing is far too specific to be an accident. It happens in one place, the face, the part of you that others read most. Not your hands, not your back, the screen everyone is already looking at. It happens at one kind of moment when you have been seen, when you realize that someone has just watched you slip. And as far as researchers can tell, no other animal does it. Not the apes we are closest to. Not the pets who seem to feel everything else we feel. Just us. A glitch does not aim that carefully. A glitch does not show up only when an audience is watching. Charles Darwin noticed this more than a century ago, and it troubled him. He studied expressions across the whole animal kingdom, the snarls and the cowering and the bared teeth, and he could trace almost all of them back to some ancestor, some animal use. But not this one. Blushing, he wrote, is the most peculiar and the most human of all expressions. It belonged to us alone. So if it is not a glitch, what is it for? Here is the idea that researchers keep returning to, and it turns the whole thing upside down. The point of blushing is to be seen. Think about what a blush actually announces. It does not say I am clever, or I am calm, or I am in control. It says the opposite. It says I know. I know I just crossed a line. I know I broke the rule, or said the wrong thing, or got caught. The blush is an involuntary confession. It tells the people around you that you understand you slipped and that you care deeply what they think of you. And that, it seems, is worth an enormous amount to a creature that survives by belonging to a group. Imagine two people who make the same small mistake in front of others. One goes red, looks down, clearly mortified. The other shrugs, cold and unbothered. Which one do you forgive? Almost certainly the one who blushed. The redness reassures everyone watching that this person still plays by the rules, still feels the pull of the group, is not a threat. The blush rebuilds the trust that the mistake had cracked. For a creature like us, that mattered enormously. For most of human history, being cast out of the group was close to a death sentence. You could not survive the cold or the hunger or the dark alone. So anything that helped you stay forgiven, anything that kept you stitched into the people around you, was worth its weight many times over. A small mistake could not be allowed to harden into exile. The blush, one idea goes, was the body's way of saying I am still one of you, before the mind had time to argue. And here is the part that makes it brilliant. It only works because you cannot fake it. A spoken apology can be a lie. A guilty look can be performed. But a blush comes straight from the body, untouched by your will. That is exactly why it convinces. It is an honest signal precisely because you are powerless to produce it on command, and just as powerless to suppress it. The very thing that makes blushing so unbearable that you cannot control it is the thing that gives it all its value. We should be careful here. No one is certain of the exact machinery, and there are still pieces missing. This is the leading idea, not a closed case. But it explains what a glitch never could. Why the face? Why the audience? Why us? Now look at how we usually get this wrong. We treat blushing as a weakness, a failure of nerve, something to be ashamed of on top of whatever we were already ashamed of. We buy the makeup, learn the breathing tricks, wish we had the kind of stony face that gives nothing away. We are embarrassed about being embarrassed. But if the idea is right, then the blush was never the failure. The blush was the repair. It was your body doing the social work your words could not, telling the room you are sorry before you had even found the words. The thing you wanted to hide was the thing quietly saving you. And that is what makes it strange to sit with now. We live in an age built for the opposite. We curate. We edit. We pick the right photo out of 40 and delete the rest. We have whole tools to scrub away the flush, the flaw, the moment we looked like we cared too much. We have gotten very good at showing the world only the face we approve of. And underneath all of it, the blush is still there, still firing, still ignoring every instruction you give it. The one part of you that refuses to manage its image. The one signal you cannot polish or perform or take back. It is a confession your face makes without your permission. And maybe the most honest thing about you is the part you were always trying to hide.